I've been talking about this for a while, and I am at a point where I wanted to present to you what where I'm at with it and what I plan to do. Hopefully, I can gain your support in moving this to the next level. So, about a year ago, Hamilton made me aware of a requirements document that the chapter commissioned about 9 years ago. I was shocked. I saw this document, I read this document, and I was floored because I was wondering why it is that we had not tried to implement this. It was everything that I was thinking about doing and having in place for our mentoring program. So the framework's been sitting there for 9 years and no action. I'm sure I'll find out why, but I decided to take it on anyway because I think as a chapter, we are ready to embrace an alternative to how we are mentoring our youth. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I think there's definitely room for improvement in the way that we administer the program. I think there's other ways that we can mentor, but administering the program, communicating with our youth, keeping up with our youth, I think that we can make some improvements there. And I think the requirements document that was commissioned really talked to that. And on the presentation, I do have a link to that presentation or to that requirements document for you guys to review because that's what I use to kind of sort of set up the architecture for what I'm going to present to you today. So I'll not pontificate anymore and just make my pitch. But before I do that, let me tell you about my organization. I wanted to start with our management team. So let me introduce you to our president, Cicely Peace Edward. She is an experienced executive who has run product design, product merchandising, and product marketing departments for large fashion houses as well as private label companies. 3 years ago, she decided to put that expertise to work and start the Simple View. Next is Kai Edward. He serves as our partner and chief data analyst. He is a Morehouse graduate and has worked for many large organizations, advancing their strategy and focus based on data and fact-based decision making. One of our accolades as a small business was the development of the Georgia Defense Exchange, which is a web-based application that helps federal contractors in the state of Georgia simplify the business development process and acquisition of contracts. Well, I think you all know who this guy is, but I've been in the IT industry since before Windows 3.1, for those of you who are in the tech space. My passion is automation. I am always looking to automate manual and tedious tasks that can be automated and repeated without much intervention. Rounding out the team is Suprit Patel. He is one of our strategic partners. He is a Duke graduate and has been a management consultant for E&Y and the advisory board company. His specialty is in the healthcare space and supports our healthcare analytics platform. He serves in the business development category. All right, so now that you know the who, let's talk about the rest of the W's. And I'm going to just go ahead and read this to you because I think that just want to make sure that I cover it all. So we are a consulting company. We provide services that help businesses fully exploit the power of data. And for actionable business insights, we do specialize in business intelligence, analytics, visualizations, as well as web application development. We basically empower our clients to discover new opportunities and transform how they conduct business through our analyses. Our mission is simple. We help companies and organizations improve their business outcomes through the use of data, analytics, and technology. So our objectives are to empower data-driven decision-making, reducing time to insight, and making complex data simple. Our services. So data analytics, business intelligence, IT program management, and web application development. Kind of rushed through that because I wanted to just present that and then move on to the meat of our presentation. But before we do that, I wanted to introduce the products that I alluded to earlier, just giving you some brief descriptions of those. The first is the Health Analytics Platform. That platform uses location intelligence to optimize customer acquisition by targeting specific populations for the products and services of a particular company. So a company would use this platform to generate data based on zip codes, based on health of particular populations to make decisions so far as whether or not I need to put an urgent care center in a particular area. Do these particular folks need dental services, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. The next one is a Georgia Defense Exchange. It is an interactive business development platform, and it is designed to assist Georgia businesses in finding new opportunities in the federal space. The platform assists Georgia businesses connect, compete, and grow their government contracting businesses and the DoD, as well as the general federal space. And the community is an interactive collaborative tool that an organization can use to connect their membership and collaborate with them. If you guys have any questions on any of these platforms or what they do, we can get into a more in-depth conversation. And the final thing I want to say about this is the building of these products really help us pull together, the vision that we have for the North Metro Mentoring Program. All right, without any further ado, I wanted to introduce to you our vision of the 100 Black Men of North Metro Atlanta, Inc. Mentoring Portal. As I said, the portal requirements came from the software system requirements that the chapter had put together 10 years ago, in 2010. The link is at the bottom, so if you wanted to get that, I guess you can probably put this on pause and copy it, or if you want a copy of this presentation, or if you wanted me to send you this link, I can do that. Harold Hamilton had sent me the original copy, and we pretty much built the environment around the requirements for this particular document. So in the document, these are the requirements that were specified, and if it is a check mark next to it, we've built it. Profile management, communications management, activity management, calendar, workflow, knowledge management, reporting, personalization, search, security, performance, web. It is actually web-based. Then ongoing operations, and then a chat, And then external data integration, um, that was part of the requirement, but didn't build that. Um, I'm thinking that if this is something that the chapter is interested in, connecting to external data sources, I was thinking that integrating with Acceptiva to manage any of the payments for parents and mentors. But again, I would need chapter feedback on that part of it. But the rest of it, certainly, we have incorporated into the platform. So, what is the Mentoring Web Portal? It, from our point perspective, is an ecosystem that promotes access, collaboration, accountability, and entrepreneurship. It's broken down into basically three parts: the 100 community, the 100 parent exchange, and then the 100 entrepreneur. So those three make up the Mentoring Web Portal. Now, as of now, the 100 community and the 100 mentor parent exchange is built and is going through some final um, modifications and updates. And we anticipate it being ready in about a month or to about 6 weeks. The 100 entrepreneur has already been the concepts are in place. Part of the code has already been built, but it's not ready for prime time yet. All right, so let's talk about the 100 community. So our vision is simple, really. It's increased access and collaboration. The reality is that twice a month may not be enough to make a lasting impact on the mentees. The 100 community is really focused on positive attitudes, responsible behavior, and respect for others, and basically has the following features. It is a structured, social, and safe environment for the mentees, parents, and mentors to commute. We have put safeguards in place to make sure that everyone acts with respect and there are no issues. Real-time access to mentors and parents through our chat interface or newsfeed posts. The interface fosters collaboration through targeted online groups activities like preparing for national competitions or chapter events like the golf outing or the youth achievement luncheon. Group pages, specifically for mentoring location, finance can have their own page, uh, monthly meetings can have their own page, the potentials can have their own page, the group page, so we can see their activities. They can post their events and what they're doing, so all of the members can participate and what they're doing. We can find and connect to other mentees, parents, and mentors in other locations, creating a real strong community. As we know, most of the kids, or I would say 100% of our mentees, use their phones. This platform is mobile ready, so they're able to at any particular moment communicate with a mentor, communicate with another mentee, solicit support for whatever it is that they're going through. They can post comments, comment on any topic related to our community. Um, we also have photo galleries to showcase whatever is going on, showcase happenings, um, meetings, trips, and the like. They can also post their accomplishments. A lot of times when we are ready to write recommendations, we really have nothing to put it to base it on other than maybe a question that we ask them at that point in time. But wouldn't it be great if we had a history of that mentees postings and things that they've done, their uh, 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 volunteering and the like. Um, And then access to events. One of the things is, the events are on the web page, but the ability to see them continually, adapt them to your calendar, and the like. And of course, accessing the special group pages that specifically relate to a location and specific topic. And there's more to talk about, but I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on it. But just wanted to kind of highlight these particular uh, topics that we've covered as part of the platform. And on the right, you have a view, short video of some of the screens and options on that we've already built. All right, let's talk about the mentor-parent data exchange. Um, that is related mostly to view and collect all of the required data that we normally need. But the hook here is that we keep history, and trend analysis can be done. A lot of times we're asking ourselves, has this kid improved? Well, how do we know that, right? Because from the current interface, I don't see a way that I can look at, unless you've been collecting the kid's report card and keeping them in a file somewhere. How do you know that uh, that kid is making improvement? Well, anytime the parent goes into this interface and enters data, it retains the data. So historical data is presented, and a mentor can access that information at any particular point in time. Um, so you can view and collect all required data related to a mentee at any time, any place. You can track chapter goals, count, stats, and performance. We can start putting goals in place for mentee retention, and track that. Um, Up-to-date parent and mentee profiles. A lot of times we're asking, for parent emails and phone numbers and all that. Well, all of that information will be stored on in a database and be able to be accessed at any point in time. View grades and grades history, accomplishments, and behavior notices. So anytime a parent publishes a behavior, goes to a behavior module and puts down a behavior survey, that data is kept, and a history of that child's behavior, that mentee's behavior, is kept, and for a mentor to take a look at to determine whether or not improvements have been made. Attendance. A lot of times, Jerry's asking for, hey, can you guys send me your attendance? Well, Jerry, you won't have to wait for that, because by the end of the session, hopefully the lead mentors have taken attendance and have saved it. And at that point in time, you can readily extract or pull that data. And for whatever uses that you have, you can see who's there. The other piece that we've built into the interface is that mentors are automatically credited for volunteer hours, so 6 volunteer hours for being there. So when the lead mentor takes the attendance of the mentors that are there, when that information is submitted, it is then sent to the volunteer database, which keeps that data, and the chapter can then pull that information and use it to present to whatever organization of the number of volunteer hours for our mentors. A lot of times, we struggle with that because folks are not sending their hours to Janice. Well, won't have to do that. It's automated. And the interface has a volunteer option module as well for mentors, mentees, parents to go in and register their volunteer hours. So we're able to track volunteer hours as well automatically. General mentor notices such as dues, outstanding, special events, training notification can be handled through that interface as well. Calendar of events. So, as I stated, we can have events and then be able to integrate it into whatever calendars that particular person has. Um, as an analytics company, we've also integrated analytics and stats as part of the application. Once enough data is collected, obviously the analytics become more and more actionable. Profile management for mentor parents. So we're continuing with the exchange, parent mentor parent exchange. Profile management, parent and mentee event participation, parent and mentee volunteer hours count, PAC notices. So the PAC can use the interface to send notices to all of the parents. You have the option of sending it to parents, mentees, to mentors. So you can choose all or a particular subset of activity. We've also integrated the attestation form showing current sign and next sign date, grade, school attendance, behavior, accomplishment, volunteer data entry. We've also have an automated graduation preparation check. This was already part of the planning checklist that was part of the software requirements, so we pretty much integrated that into the application as well. All right, so this is the 100 Entrepreneur. So we took the concept from a crowdfunding website, which I will not mention on this presentation, but it is pretty much a crowdfunding and e-commerce portal exclusive to the 100, but has an external facing interface so anybody can purchase or fund an idea. So our mentees or our mentors, if they have some type of business or some type of project that they want to introduce to the team or to either internally or externally, that interface will do that. Um, Pretty much our vision is simpler there as well. Pride in being in business. We have to build business-oriented mentees and community who are prepared to own and run their own businesses. So that was the goal of the 100 Entrepreneur. The interface is used to manage the marketing and selling of products and services, as well as present projects to the world. Just got an email about um, uh, one of the things that we're looking at on the west side. This would be a perfect interface for us to, as a chapter, if we wanted to pursue any opportunities on the west side as part of that initiative. We can use both a group page as well as this interface to kind of present the idea and get some crowdfunding. Um, an e-commerce feature with carts and checkout, a payment system, management and processing orders, and getting a customer base. Now I realize this would be a a bit of a controversy or a little controversial because this is something that we've never done before, right? So I haven't been as aggressive with this. It's already built, and if but I haven't tried to integrate it into a platform because I know that this is something that the chapter would really have to think about, and knowing our very conservative posture, um, I don't know the likelihood of this. So I haven't really pushed this, but it can be ready if the chapter um, is interested. But definitely the 100 community as well as the mentor parent exchange, I fully support, and I'm fully um, wanting to really get a read insofar as whether or not the chapter is interested in and really improving the way that we do our mentoring, that we manage and do our mentoring. Okay, so those are the three parts. So let's move on to what we thought were the pros and the cons of the platform. Um, so the goal again is better access, more accountability, and to create entrepreneurs, right? So the pros that we see: increased interaction with mentors, parents, and all members of the community. The ability to easily interact with parents and mentees from a familiar social media newsfeed interface adds another dimension to our mentoring. It's instant access. Can engage with mentee and parents in real time. They can chat with us. Our phone will notify us. Boom. You know that the kid needs something, the parents need something, and be able to engage with them immediately. Um, we don't have to wait until Saturday to reinforce a behavior or praise a mentee. If they've got something on the news feed that they're doing, and the chapter can jump in and say, "Hey, awesome! You're doing great. Keep it up." You know, a mentor's increased visibility through a mentee's posts and messages, and I mean, this is one of the things. If a mentee is expressing some thoughts or something that we need to act on, or we need to kind of rally around somebody, we can do that. Because I think the mentees, I mean, everybody likes to kind of post their thoughts and how they feel about things and all that. We can gauge, can have a better feel for where that mentee is. All of our events, messages, notifications in plain view. Can't say we didn't get it because it's there, and we have the ability to mail it to everyone or a particular segment of the crew. Whether it's sending it to all the mentors, sending it to all the mentees, sending it to all the parents, and or all everybody, right? So we can reinforce events. It's not a chore because or you don't have to go hunt around for, hey, where's the mailing list for the parents? Send me all your email addresses for your parents. I need to send an email to them. No more of that. You can just press a button. All of the parents that are active, that are in the system, get the email. So it reduces friction with message handling. The pack chair does not have to constantly remind parents of events. Or if she has to constantly remind them, then she just presses a button, doesn't have to really go and construct emails and then try to figure out, do I have every parent's email address? So, and all of the parents will have to have their email in the system because that's the way they register the kids. So the registration process is part of the system as well. I don't think I've mentioned that, but the application that that we send out for parents to fill out has been converted into an online application as well. Um, so again, the data, right? The data that the organization needs anytime, any place. Data on volunteering, data on report card, data on behavior, data on credits, whether or not the kid is has enough credit, um, you know, going towards graduation. Maybe that's too much data, but we have the ability to collect and see that data. Then also on the mentoring side, on the mentor side, we can track mentor training requirements. So or we can make training available to the mentor through that interface. Mass notification at the click of a button. Again, using our email interface to do the mass notifications. And then derive stats from data downloads of site analytics. You'll be able to download the directory that we have. So you'll have names, email addresses, and phone numbers, age, grade, and school for all of our mentees, and like information for parents as well, and mentors. We've implemented level access for lead mentors as opposed to mentors, because we feel that some of the personal information that is captured in the application may not be appropriate for mentors, but certainly is appropriate for lead mentors. But certainly the mentors will have the basic access or the basic information that is required for them to engage with the mentee or the parent. Mentee historical and current report cards, behavior surveys, and attendance records. Of course, the entrepreneurship, and it ensures the mentee and portal users understand the fundamentals of owning a business. So these are the pros that we saw as part of what we've built. Now, on the con side, one of the things that I am concerned about is that the chapter may just not want to take this on and continue with the manual process, which I will probably be pulling my hair out the next time somebody sends me an email about they need my list. Cost, of course, is a concern. We'll have to chat about that. Maintenance, that's part of the cost, and we'll have to discuss that. Excuse me. Chapter expertise in managing a portal or farm it out. We as a company are ready to manage the portal and do the administration of it. We built it, so we think we can do that. At some point, I think we probably will need national involvement at some point. I mean, I'd like to present this to the national team and see whether or not we can implement this organizational wide. The only concern that I have is that because our chapter is processes may not be the same as other chapters, and the call flows or the design of the site and how things flow are based upon how the North Metro chapter does business. So, working with national may trigger some process discussions, which I think would probably, as an organization, I think that we might want to have those conversations, because our chapters are very autonomous. So, but anyway, I digress, and I didn't want to do that, but I'm just thinking out loud at this point. But gentlemen, that is my presentation, and for your consideration. Again, to summarize, the portal is about, I would say, about 85% built. It's probably a year in the making. It's been slow going because obviously, this is an unbudgeted activity. So I've had to figure out the cost of this. So I will leave it to you to let me know whether or not there is an interest in moving it to the next level. Um, I can make a demo accounts available to you guys in a few weeks if you are interested in going in, kicking the tires, and taking a look and providing suggestions as far as how we can improve things. Um, and that concludes our presentation. If you guys have any questions, I am sure you know how to reach me. Again, thank you.